Hello and welcome back to our channel. In the first part of this video, we discussed about how Claritin works and what it can be used to treat. We also outlined the Claritin dosage for dogs, with respect to body weight. However, if you suspect your dog has consumed Claritin D rather than Claritin, call the Pet Poison Helpline on 888-426-4435. Today, we will look at allergies in dogs, possible causes of allergies in dogs, alternative treatment for allergies besides Claritin, and other uses of Claritin in dogs. Clinical signs of allergies. Now that you know what dose of Claritin to give your dog, here are some things to know about allergies in dogs. As a dog owner, you should be able to recognize the signs of an allergy in your pet and the level of severity they suggest. Here are some clinical signs of allergies in dogs. 1. Sneezing. Sneezing is an obvious sign of allergies in humans as well as in dogs. Oftentimes, this is as a result of allergens in the environment such as pollen. Sure, your dog is bound to sneeze once in a while and might not necessarily be experiencing an allergic reaction. However, if the sneezing becomes persistent, especially if it is consistently preceded by an event, spraying of perfume or opening of windows, then you might be dealing with an allergic reaction. In such sneezing, sometimes, a nasal discharge follows. Nasal discharge that accompanies an allergic sneeze is usually clear in color. If your dog is having green or yellow discharge coming out of his nose when he sneezes, then it's not an allergic reaction. It's most likely an infection and it needs to be treated. 2. Wheezing. Wheezing could also be as a result of allergens in the environment. It becomes worse if your dog already had pre-existing breathing issues. Now, if your dog is wheezing, don't be in a hurry to administer Claritin. Sometimes, it's not an allergy. Consult with your vet first to confirm whether or not you're dealing with an allergic reaction. Sometimes, it could even be bacterial pneumonia. 3. Coughing. A dog with a pre-existing medical condition affecting his breathing will usually cough when faced with allergies. Again, as with wheezing, confirm from your vet that your dog isn't experiencing other serious health issues like heart failure. 4. Snoring. When allergic reactions narrow the airways, the affected dog will snore. 5. Chronic ear infections. You might be shocked to find out that one of the telltale signs of allergies in dogs is chronic ear infections. So, if you find that your dog is always pawing at his ears or there seems to always be wax buildup within his ear canal, then you might want to check with your vet to find out if your dog is battling allergies. 6. Itchy, irritated skin. This is one of the most common signs of allergies in dogs. Oftentimes, owners mistake this for bug bites, but it is not always so. For dogs, almost any allergy can trigger itchy and irritated skin. If your dog seems to be having itchy skin particularly around the back and base of the tail, then it might be flea allergies. But if the itchiness and irritation appear to be around the ears and paw, then it might be a food allergy. 7. Red, itchy eyes. Sometimes, dogs get red and itchy eyes just like humans when suffering an allergic reaction. In other cases when it's not allergies, it could also be a bacterial infection. So, if your dog usually has red and itchy eyes, do not assume it to be allergies just yet. Consult with your vet first to see if it's a bacterial infection. 8. Swollen and itchy paws. A final sign that your dog is having allergies is when your dog's paws begin to swell or itch. If your dog is having to lick or bite his paws constantly, soon his paws will eventually begin to swell and get tender. Now, you must be very careful with allergies and their symptoms. Usually, this is little more than a slight annoyance. However, with time, these allergies could graduate into a medical emergency in some cases. This, in turn, might graduate into anaphylactic shock, which can be fatal if not treated immediately. Signs of anaphylactic shock include 1. Seizures. 2. Trouble with breathing. 3. Collapse. 4. Excessive lethargy. 5. Excessive vomiting. 6. Uncontrollable bowel movements. 7. Uncontrollable urination. If you see any of those symptoms, your dog is having anaphylactic shock and you need to see your vet immediately. What are the causes of allergies in dogs? We've talked about allergies in dogs and their symptoms. Now we are going to consider allergies in dogs and their causes. Typically, many factors could cause allergies in dogs, and because they are quite difficult to pinpoint, it can be somewhat tricky to pinpoint and prevent allergy causes in dogs. Generally, allergy triggers in dogs fall into 4 categories, which are food, environmental, flea and tick, as well as medication. 1. Environmental allergies. Most times when vets prescribe Claritin for allergies in dogs, it's usually as a result of environmental allergies. They are, typically, also the most difficult to avoid, as you can't possibly protect your dog from every single one of the environmental triggers. Environmental allergens which can trigger an allergic reaction in dogs include dust, smoke, pollen, perfume, dander, household cleaners, laundry detergents, trees, plants, and grass. From the examples, you can see that almost anything in the environment can trigger an allergic reaction in dogs. For such allergies, vets would usually recommend Claritin. 2. Food allergies. Another cause of allergies in dogs is food. This is usually symptomized by an upset in the gastrointestinal tract, either by vomiting or diarrhea. Identifying the specific food allergen triggering a reaction in your dog can be quite strenuous. Oftentimes, you'd have to do that via an elimination diet. So, you begin by feeding your dog only a hypoallergenic diet. While doing this, you can't allow your dog eat any other food, definitely not human food or treats. After doing this for a short time, you'd then have to slowly integrate some specific foods back into the diet to see if that's what is causing the reactions. This process is quite tedious, obviously. However, working with your vet to find and eliminate the offending food can be truly rewarding when you finally identify the allergen. 3. Medication. Just like in humans, there are dogs that react to certain medication, and these reactions usually vary in their intensity. Sometimes, these allergies are mild, and Claritin is enough to help your dog get some relief from the symptoms. There are, however, some other cases where the reactions are severe. In such cases, Claritin isn't usually enough, and your dog would need medical intervention. As a dog owner, you must be careful to keep your eye out for your dog whenever he is introduced to new medication. Some dogs react seriously to certain medications, and that's why, in some cases, your watchfulness might be the dividing line between life and death. 4. Fleas and ticks. Allergies to fleas and ticks are really common in dogs. For some dogs, just one flea bite is enough to have him scratching for weeks unending. Thankfully, this is an allergy that can be easily prevented in dogs. There are a number of preventative measures available, including flea medications, the more conventional method. You can also choose to go the all-natural route as well. Are there alternative treatments for allergies in dogs besides Claritin? Claritin might be highly effective at treating allergies in dogs. However, it is not the only option you have. Here are other options available if you wish to treat your dog that's suffering from allergies. 1. Other antihistamines. There are several other antihistamines besides Claritin which do a good job of ridding your dog's body of the allergic symptoms. These antihistamines may come in all forms from chewable to dissolvable to liquid. Please note that there are certain antihistamines that come with artificial sweeteners like xylitol. These artificial sweeteners are toxic and could be fatal. Find out other dangerous foods that could kill your dog in our video series on foods dogs can't eat. The video links are in the description below. The top 3 antihistamines used for dogs include Loratadine, Claritin, diphenhydramine, Benadryl, cetirizine, Zyrtec. Benadryl is probably the most common over-the-counter human drug prescribed for dogs. It works just like Claritin and is used to manage allergic reactions. Unlike Claritin though, Benadryl can also be used as a mild sedative. It is also commonly used to manage dog anxiety, especially when the dog has to travel. Benadryl can also be used to manage motion sickness in dogs. Zyrtec for dogs can be used to treat allergic reactions, atopic dermatitis, as well as contact dermatitis. For symptoms such as hives, itching, swelling, and inflammation, Zyrtec makes a great solution. 2. Cortisone, steroids. Corticosteroids are some of the most effective drugs for treating allergies, especially cortisone. The problem, though, is that they have the tendency to cause severe health challenges if used for a long time. As a result, therefore, they are only used to treat environmental allergies short-term. So, for instance, if your dog is allergic to pollen, he'll generally only need treatment for a maximum of a couple of months each year. For such allergies, therefore, cortisone or prednisone treatment can be prescribed. Dogs whose allergies are triggered by other substances that are usually present all year long like smoke or dander won't be prescribed cortisone. 3. Omega-3 supplementation. Omega-3 fatty acids are great at reducing inflammation on skin. They also help to relieve other skin and coat issues as well. Feeding your dog with commercial dog foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids can help your dog deal with allergies. You could also use a fish oil supplement as well to increase how much omega-3 fatty acids your dog is consuming in his diet. 4. Sensitivity treatment. This usually involves administering a series of injections to your dog. The injections will usually contain just a tiny quantity of an allergen. As your dog's body gets exposed to the small quantities of allergens gradually, over time, his body will learn to stop viewing the allergen as a threat. Consequently, the body will stop reacting whenever they encounter the said allergen. However, here's the thing with sensitivity treatments. They don't always work. So, it's kinda hit or miss when it comes to this method. 5. Immunosuppressive drugs, cyclosporin. Reactions to an allergy are brought on by the immune system. So, sometimes, the route to go might be to suppress the immune system so it doesn't react so violently. This is where immunosuppressive drugs come in. Of the immunosuppressive drugs, cyclosporin is a very effective option. But it tends to cause a loss of appetite as well as vomiting in dogs. So, expect that. Also, using this drug can quickly become an expensive venture, especially if your dog is a large breed. Other uses of Claritin for dogs. Claritin is not only prescribed for allergies. Here are other reasons your vet might prescribe Claritin for a dog. 1. Mast cell tumors. Your vet might prescribe Claritin to treat inflammation that results from mast cell tumors. Mast cells are typically full of histamine, and when they become cancerous, they release this histamine in massive amounts into the system. This process is referred to as degranulation. As a result of this, many times, symptoms of mast cell tumor closely resemble those of an allergic reaction. For this case, Claritin can be used to treat resulting symptoms. Claritin does not cure mast cell tumors, it only helps to relieve symptoms in affected dogs. 2. Vaccine side effects. There are dogs that come down with allergic reactions when they are vaccinated. In such cases, vets might prescribe Claritin to prevent the occurrence of these vaccine-related reactions, especially if your dog has shown a reaction to vaccines in the past. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell so you'll know once we post a new video. Also drop a comment below so we can know your thoughts. Finally, don't forget to check the description below for more details and visit our site, www.dogproductsguide.com, for more awesome dog product content like this.